All right, guys, the noisy pups are outside, so I can head back to my office and start the monthly Powersheets check-in video where I take you behind the scenes on that. No, this is not vlogging, but it is as close as I'm ever gonna get. Hey there, I'm Ashlyn Carter, calligrapher and copywriter behind the brand Ashlyn Writes, where I help creative entrepreneurs and women just like you sell more with your words so you can work from a place of rest, not hustle. Now today is an all-new episode in my goal check-in series where I'm taking you behind the scenes in my Powersheets, showing you what went well, what went terribly, and along the way, I'm hoping that I can encourage you to set some grace-filled goals of your own. I love talking about this because there's nothing that gets me more excited in life than seeing women lean into their calling and their gifting and do whatever it was that they were put on this earth to do. I think that is exactly how we were created. That is how we are wired to do good, meaningful work. So I hope that by doing this, I have a chance to engage with you. I read every comment and I love reading what all you have to say, what's going on in your life and how you're setting goals. But I also hope that this can encourage you with some ideas that maybe you didn't know about or you haven't thought about yet. All right, around these parts, I talk about this tool a whole lot. These are Powersheets, and actually just this week I had two best friends, non-business best friends, reach out and say that they bought a 6-month pack because I talk about them so much. So I told them though that this is the tool that kind of encouraged me to quit my corporate job. So kind of just kidding, but not really. If you're interested in learning more about Powersheets, my story with them, or how I use them, you can click on the video up here, or you can click down below. Under this tab, we have January, and I promptly rip out the tending list every single month because it helps me most to keep it right next to me. I also travel with it, and I traveled some in January. More on that in a sec. Top of my Powersheets this month, I wrote the recipe for staying stuck is doing too much at once. Can I get an amen? I needed that reminder. So let's break into, I'm gonna walk you through the 10 goals that I had this month, and then you can read more on the blog if you're interested in them. The first goal I had was more of a maintenance goal. I enjoyed a rich prayer life last year, probably the past couple of years. The older I've gotten, the more I've really just enjoyed prayer so much. So I wanted to keep that up. So starting out in January, I wanted to 6 days a week go into my prayer closet and pray for about 15 minutes-ish. I believe that prayer is God's plan A when it comes to moving in this world and using us for his kingdom as followers of Christ and children of God. So why not lean into that? It is so fun to get the opportunity to talk to the Lord and just be a part of what he's doing. I want to be in on that whole plan. So that means praying and living a rich prayer life. There is a quote that I heard, because last year I think as much as I love to pray, I definitely had some days where I was like, whoa, way too busy. There's no way I have time to pray today. And I heard a quote recently from Martin Luther where he said, I have so much work to do today, I have to pray for a minimum of 3 hours. Something like that. Like, what? Isn't that crazy? Here are some tools that have helped me. Now, I've had a lot of people on my blog reach out and ask why I took down a prayer tool that I had that hundreds of you have downloaded, and truly the reason was because I found something better. My friend Val-Marie Paper, Sweet Val, has some great tools, tons of freebies on her website. Now, I started a prayer closet in 2015 after seeing the movie War Room, which, yeah, it's a little cheesy at times, but I loved the idea that maybe, just maybe, as a human, I need to pull myself away from distraction and build a place where I can just focus on what it is the Lord has to say. I don't know about you, but I can be praying for like a minute and I see something shiny and I am completely distracted. So creating a little closet that didn't have anything in it, but just I take things up around the walls has been a really special place for me. So Val's tools are good for that, but what I really like are her prayer journals. This is the first year I've used them, and inside her prayer journal there's space every single month to write down personal prayer requests, but other people's prayer requests. That's helped me in a few ways. The first way is that I stopped thinking it's all about me, and of course that's been helpful. The other thing is I really enjoyed that I can track and see what the Lord has been doing. Specifically in the back, there's a whole tab on gratitude, and when you break into that, I used to write down 3 things like every day in my journal when I woke up in the morning that I was grateful for, but the problem was that was all siloed and segmented and I didn't really look at it again. But now when there are these whole pages of things that the Lord has done and prayers that have been answered, it's really special to read, and it really kind of puts you in your place when you look at it. So I definitely recommend these. I'll link them below if it's something you're interested in. I also, before I move on to goal number 2, wanted to give you 3 books that have helped me a lot cultivate a prayer life. It seems something so simple, right? We should just know how to pray, but we just don't know how to pray. So these are things that have really helped me kind of lean into practical ways of doing that. I'm gonna put these in order of easiest to hardest because one is really hard. So the first one has been A Praying Life by Paul Miller. Super practical, very helpful. I would also recommend Ordering Your Private World by Gordon MacDonald. And then finally, the godfather of them all, Richard Foster's Celebration of Discipline. I know that was a lot that I threw out. I'll put those as well over on my Amazon page, which is linked below. Goal 2 was organize our 2017 photos. Check. Did it. Artifact Uprising. Goal 3 was to go to the gym 3 times a week. If you know me and my story, I recovered from an eating disorder in 2015. So I'm still a little bit, I don't want to set too many parameters on myself where it comes to working out and health and fitness in general. I kind of just don't care about it anymore. But I did want to just challenge myself to at least go 3 times a week instead of forgetting it all. Goal 4 was to implement some kind of meal planning system that was better than what we have. I love this book. I read it last year when it came out, Emily Lay's A Simplified Life, and I think it reminded me again that I don't have to make meal planning stressful for everybody. So I went ahead and created this list of, this is a freebie on her website, 12 meals that I know I like and I know Wes likes, and I hang it in the kitchen, and this, whenever I'm planning our meals, which I do each Sunday. If you're interested in how I use my simplified planner and plan out our weeks, you can click the link to the video and watch that. But by creating a list of just 12 meals, go-to meals, and having them ready has been really helpful. Goal 5 was to find a half marathon to run sometime this year. That was one of my 60 before 30 goals that I posted about on my blog when I turned 28, I think, a couple of years ago. But I haven't found one yet, so if you have any suggestions, let me know. I'm filming this on January 31st, so maybe in 6 hours I can find a half to run. Goal 6 was to read 3 books. I tend to read a lot, and I also want to make sure that I'm doing good at reading comprehension along the way. So I try to organize my thoughts in Evernote every single time I finish a book, quotes that I underlined, big realizations that I had, and that's been really helpful. The 3 books that I read this month were The Life-Giving Home by Sally and Sarah Clarkson. I highly recommend that, more on that later. And also 2 books from Michael Hyatt's Leader Box subscription. Now, I need to push myself when it comes to business books. Leaderbox has been a great way to do that because I wouldn't always read the books that they send. Every month in Leaderbox, I think it's like $79, and you get 2 books as well as notebooks that go with them to record your thoughts and learnings along the way. They're all picked out by Michael Hyatt, who runs a leadership development business for entrepreneurs out of Nashville, Tennessee, and he's kind of like a mentor from afar, and they've been really great. Wasn't planning this, but do you want to see what is in February's box? Because I just got it. Is the box that shows up each month from Leaderbox, and I should probably do a video where I talk about it. This month's 2 books are, again, ones that I don't know, but I'm really excited because they've been so good so far. I've been doing this since November. Yeah. Here they are. And what I like is that they come with these activation guides, I think he calls them. I don't know. They're basically a place to tell you how many pages to read a day, because it's a 21, is that right? Yeah, 21-day reading guide. So you don't even have to read every day. Goal number 5 was to create some kind of budgeting system and stick to it. Many of you know I'm a huge fan of the blueprint model. That's how we plan our business's finances, and that's also kind of how we do our personal finance and planning. Did that, but definitely with the help of Wes. Which brings me to goal number 6, an update on our house. Now, many of you know we moved about 2.5 blocks just in December, and so that's been really fun. Hopefully we're gonna be here for a really long time, Lord willing. One of my big goals was to make this place a really welcoming, inviting, warm home. Our other home was so great, but it was very small and it was hard to host there. So my goal this month was to work on the master bedroom, right? I want to be able to go into the room at night and not have devices and technology screaming at me, and just be able to rest and read and like have a bath and just calm myself down at the end of every night. Goal number 7, I tend to not be the best in the world when it comes to remembering people's birthdays, anniversaries, and getting cards, so I always have to go and get like the last one left at the grocery store. I told myself to set up, again, this is something I learned from Emily Lay, but a perpetual calendar in our kitchen of everybody's birthdays, and then I already have a box of birthday cards, anniversary cards, baby cards, wedding cards. So I think I'm going to be a little bit better this year about actually remembering people's birthdays and sending them a card on their birthday. All right, that brings us to the last goal, and with that I want to introduce I thought I would just tell you a high and a low of this month. I thought it would be helpful to share something that went really great and then something that did not go really great, so you can remember that you're not the only one. Sometimes that is helpful. So what went really well this month, this was the first year that I joined a really high-level paid mastermind program. I'm sure that you've heard of the word mastermind before. I had always done peer-led masterminds. Just to be frank, they didn't really work for me. I tend to not invest in something until I financially put down money in my business, at least. That just, when I've got skin in the game, I'm going to go for it. So I decided that if I'm going to make some changes in the business and really want coaching, I need to join a paid mastermind. Looked at different options, prayed about it, lost a lot of sleep over it, and ended up picking somebody who I know is a great fit as a coach for me, probably because she knows the business better than me, because she's been a client since my second month in business. So I'm really excited to get to learn more from her. She's also somebody that I look up to a lot as far as building a business that is authentic and true and built on a service of loving people well. So I'm excited about that. If you're interested, there's more on the blog. But that said, the Jenna Kutcher Mastermind, we went to Waco, Texas, home of Chip and Joe and everything fixer-upper. But it was just a lovely, beautiful town, and it was so fun to meet all the other women and just encouraged my heart. So such a big high this month. Being out in Waco with 25 other amazing women and getting to explore the sweet little town of Waco, Texas was definitely a high of this month. Which brings me to the lows. Now, I thought about sharing this, and I do think I'm going to go ahead and say it. But I had at least 2 days this month where I didn't even want to work. I have to figure out how to Ashlyn-proof the business. I still definitely struggle some days with just mental health issues that I've struggled with that I've shared a lot about online. And so I do want to be kind of open and honest about that with going too much into detail. I think it's something that I want to talk about because I thought I was the only one for so long. So there's definitely days where I struggle a lot, and I even say that I want to quit the business, which is not true really at all. But one day I wanted to share that because I'm hoping that it encourages you if you ever have days like that. They say that 65% of businesses don't last past the 3-year mark, and I think it's because of times like these. When you grow fast, figuring out how to outsource is super duper hard when you're still trying to move along, and just sorting through all of that in your head can be tough. So I want to encourage you, if you've ever had days like that I'm sitting right here with you having those same kind of days. And I do, as I work through this and come out on the other side, want to be able to write about some of the things that I've been working on that have helped me a lot come to certain decisions in my business. The low of this month was having those couple of days, but through that I realized that I really do have to fill up my well first before I can fill up anybody else's. One more, I forgot about this high. I had 4 days, Sabbath days, where I didn't set foot inside this office. I didn't open my phone with emails, and had completely free days off work. And that was huge. That was a big goal for me in 2018, and it has been protected so far, probably because of a lot of prayer. Okay, as we wrap up, I want to bring you something a little different, but I'm going to do this every month if I can. A Fast 5 Unexpected Cools. These are just different things that I didn't see coming, but I actually rather enjoyed. The first one, while I was at my mastermind retreat in Waco, I got to meet Bethany, who is behind the brand Primally Pure. They're carried at different retailers around the US. You may have heard of them if you're into like natural beauty products. I have slowly over time been trying to shift a little bit to using more natural products, and I was complaining to Bethany that the deodorant that I tried to move to sorry mom, I'm about to say this on the internet, wasn't working, A, and B, I was like having a rash in my underarms because of it, and I was so sad because I wanted to transition and see if I can get away from more chemical-laden products. So Bethany said, of course, she had some in her car, do I want to try it? And so I switched to using this deodorant. I hope you can see that okay. This is their deodorant, and it is aluminum-free, and it's charcoal-based. And it works great, and I've been using it, and I haven't had any problems. So I wanted to share that, and then I've started using some of hers. She gave me this, the Complexion Mist, but I've also been using the cleansing oil to wash my face, and that is very different of a process, but yeah, have loved getting to know that brand. My next unexpected cool is a resurgence of something that I loved when I had my first job working in a stationery store growing up. A lot of people want to know, what does a calligrapher and a copywriter use as pens, because clearly I'm writing a lot, and I like Karen Dash for ballpoint pens, but I like Le Pen, there it is, you can get them on 15 packs on Amazon for the pen that I'm using every single day. Third unexpected cool, Sally Clarkson. I mentioned her earlier. She and her daughter Sarah wrote The Life-Giving Home. Well, went on a bunny trail one night and I'm reading all the blogs and I realized that Sally has a membership site, which is like $10 a month, and she posts videos and gives trainings about studying the Bible, discipleship, motherhood. I'm not there yet, but she also, this is what was really interesting, she does a little composer study every single month. In her book, she talks a lot about wanting to create a space that wasn't the most opulent, like you don't need a lot of stuff to create a life-giving space, but having a place where people are able to experience God in different ways, see beautiful art, hear great music. She always had music playing and candles lit, it seems like, in her home. And so I have really enjoyed her little mini composer studies every single month. The fourth unexpected cool was a Steve Jobs quote that I'd never heard before, and I consider myself pretty well-versed in Steve Jobs quotes. Love the guy. But this quote, he said, "Innovation is saying no to 1,000 things." And I don't know about you, but I need that on a sticky note on my desk. The fifth unexpected cool is one more takeaway that I had from Waco. Of course, I had to go shopping at Magnolia at the silos, and I got this candle. Can you see that okay? Yeah, it smells amazing. I'm having to ration how much I'm using it. So I just wanted to say, if you are a Fixer Upper fan, I would recommend maybe looking at their candles online, because it sure does delight my days that I'm sitting here at my desk for a long time. All right, guys, that is it for January's recap and review. If you're interested in seeing my February goals, they're over on the blog for you to look at and sneak a peek at. But I would love to hear from you. I read every single comment, so whatever you're wondering below, what you want to see more trainings on, I want to hear also about you and your goals and what you're going after and how you're cultivating your life right where you are. Now, this video is in partnership with my sweet friend Trena over at Just the Tips, where she's posting her video every single month on this, as well as Allie Walker over at The Social Walker. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I'll be back next week, and I'll be back in a month with another video just like this. So I will see you then. Thanks as always for tuning in.